every great idea begins just out of reach. Builders bring ideas into reality, turning data into dreams and code into creation. Where complexity used to constrain, today's builders are coding without limits. Where your data meets your workflows. Building apps and agents that turn insights into action. With limitless data for accuracy and a powerful platform for execution, you're building new possibilities, pushing the boundaries, and breaking barriers. Because AI isn't just the future, it's being built today. By you, for every business, user, app, and agent. Show the world what's possible. Welcome to Build.
Please welcome Snowflake's Executive Vice President of Product, Christian Kleinerman.
Good morning, Dash. Before we get started, did you get my message?
Absolutely.
I need an agent. I need to know information about the audience. How many people we have?
I got you covered. So here you see I've built out the data agent. I've used a semantic view to get the data securely running inside my account. And here's our insights coming through right now. Any guesses? How many registrants overall?
100 people, 200 people?
Really?
Come
on.
It would be scary if it's more.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit more than that, I promise you.
Oh, and you can see how it's doing it.
Exactly.
Holy cow.
Yep. It's going to also give you the chart by default. That's power of Snowflake Intelligence.
And you can see how it's thinking and giving you all the details.
Absolutely. And then here's our chart. So you were off by maybe
72,000? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
And we have a number of speakers driving in. Do you have information on hard traffic conditions right now?
Absolutely. So Snowflake Intelligence, not only you can put in semantic views and Cortex search as tools, but also generate custom tools using Python, for example, bring in live APIs that interact with live data. And that's exactly what I've built out for you. So here you'll see in a second what the traffic conditions are right now.
I can tell you it was a mess when I drove in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think we'll see if that stands. What do you think?
Allow extra travel time. That sounds about right.
There you go.
Okay, so you build this agent
Yes.
in this short amount of time. Now we know how many people we have watching. Mm-hmm. Now we know that traffic is a little bit difficult, so people should just hopefully make it in on time.
Yes.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
So for everyone, this is Dash Desai. He will be doing a number of demos for us today. Please give it up for Dash. And now I get to tell you formally, welcome to Build. This is the first session, the beginning of a 3-day virtual event. And then we're going to go take Build through a number of cities all the way rolling through February for all of you to figure out how do we help you get the value of AI? How do you help you build agentic apps? We are live right now from our new headquarters in the heart of Silicon Valley. And we have a number of exciting announcements to share with all of you today. Maybe the most important message is AI is happening today. If any of you are waiting, please do not wait. We just wrapped up the Snowflake World Tour. We stopped at 23 cities, over 40,000 attendees, and there's nothing more exciting than hearing the stories on how the productivity enhancements of AI are very real. We have a number of launches, we have a lot of innovation, and you'll see on your screens here in the back, the innovation machine at Snowflake is accelerating. We're delivering lots of new features, new capabilities, and we are doing over 100 enhancements to Snowflake each and every quarter. And of course, for many of you that are builders, we can highlight all sorts of developer capabilities. We want to help you build agents, build agentic apps, super important, with your data, in the context of your data. Our commitment to all of you is to help you through the entire life cycle of data. whether it's get data from a number of sources, create data, ingest data, whether it's processing it, or all the way to consumption. And that's where there's a big opportunity with AI. And we do this through the Snowflake platform. It is the most comprehensive data platform out there, fully managed. We want all of you focused on building solutions, getting value for your organization, not wrestling with infrastructure. Of course, we pay a lot of attention to governance and security, which are at the center of everything we do. And of course, we have expanded it to all types of data, and you'll hear more about this. Many of you in the audience are probably thinking about the needs of my organization are varied. I get pulled in many directions. And we want to structure our announcements today around these three needs. One is many of you may be saying, I want to activate all my data. Many of you are probably saying, I want more productivity through AI tools. And many of you are saying, I want to help my organization leverage agentic apps. So with that, let's get started and let's figure out how Snowflake helps you activate and get value from all of your data. You may have heard many times from us at Snowflake say, there is no AI strategy without a data strategy, because AI in the enterprise only adds value if you can put it in the context of what your organization needs. And to help you bring data together, to help you tear down silos, that's what we introduced earlier this year, OpenFlow, which is a managed ingestion capability for structured data, for unstructured data, for multimodal data. And what we had done until now was deliver the bring your own cloud, BYOC deployment model. And many of you told us we would love a simpler model. And that is why we are so excited to share with all of you today that we are delivering in general availability, both in Azure and in AWS, the Snowflake OpenFlow managed capability is effectively running on Snowpark container services. If we go into more detail on what this means, it means there's no need for you to manage infrastructure. It's a simpler networking model, and it's easier management of the security configuration of the solution. But if you look at the application layer of the sources that OpenFlow supports, there's one application that we have been getting requests from many of you for quite some time. And today, I'm truly, truly thrilled, truly happy to announce a partnership between Snowflake and SAP, where we're bringing the best of both of our technologies together. The Snowflake AI Data Cloud with the SAP Business Data Cloud. In a little bit more detail, SAP introduced the SAP Business Data Cloud as a way to harmonize data between the SAP applications. We are announcing today the capability to have a bidirectional zero-copy integration with Snowflake. For those of you that are Snowflake customers, we will integrate with Business Data Cloud, BDC Connect, to enable that zero-copy sharing. And for many organizations that are not yet on Snowflake, that may be SAP customers, we're also introducing a solution extension called SAP Snowflake, which is Snowflake embedded inside of Snowflake as a Business Data Cloud. So integration is only part of what you need to do to bring data together and make it available for AI. But there's also governance, there's interoperability, there's a lot. And to hear more on how Snowflake helps you with governance and interop, I want to welcome Danica Fine onto the stage. Danica, come on in.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks, Christian. It's great to be here. Managing our data successfully is absolutely critical, especially when we consider the potential of the enterprise lakehouse. And I would argue that all of our success here comes down to the strength and openness of our catalog layer. Now, for years, Snowflake Horizon has provided world-class security, governance, and discovery for your data within the AI Data Cloud. But as the enterprise lakehouse expands, so does the complexity of managing your data and overcoming data fragmentation. Now, to keep up, your catalog needs to bridge the gaps between clouds, engines, and formats. Today, we're announcing major advancements that help Horizon Catalog evolve into a universal governance and context layer to give you a single unified management plane across all of your data. And it starts with fully embedding Apache Polaris into Horizon Catalog. Now you can enforce consistent governance across your data, regardless of the compute engine that you're using. You'll get the same fine-grained access policies, the same tagging, the same data lineage. And ultimately, this means secure multi-engine access to your Apache Iceberg tables from any compatible client without lock-in. And to take it a step further, Horizon now also has a built-in contextual metadata layer built for AI to help your agents find, understand, and correctly query those data assets. But true openness requires more than just supporting a format. It requires supporting the ecosystem. And that's why we've made Horizon Catalog fundamentally interoperable, because you need that same world-class governance, whether you're querying data within Snowflake, in an open table format, or in relational databases. And to that end, we've embedded open APIs, including the Apache Iceberg REST Catalog API, as well as the Apache Polaris API, directly into Horizon Catalog. This is how we ensure you have zero vendor lock-in. It also means that you can manage your open data assets through Horizon Catalog and more easily benefit from the latest open source community contributions and tooling, ensuring your data is accessible by any engine, any client, anywhere you need it to be, with tools you're familiar with. Your data landscape, it's diverse. We want to provide a secure access point to all of the data that you need, giving you the peace of mind that your team won't have to suffer through yet another migration. Horizon Catalog now enables federation with other operational metastores like AWS Glue and Databricks Unity Catalog. This means you don't have to rip and replace existing infrastructure when something changes. Instead, you can immediately extend Horizon's powerful governance and discovery capabilities to assets managed by these external metastores. By combining all of these capabilities into Horizon Catalog, we are redefining what it means to build an AI-ready enterprise lakehouse. So you know how to manage your data now, but where and how should you store it? How about wherever and however you want? Snowflake provides multiple storage options to fit everybody's data needs, whether that data is structured or unstructured, whether it's in an open table format or not. You have options, and this broad support is critical to help you achieve the enterprise-grade data lakehouse that your business demands. Our goal is to help you build not just any lakehouse, but an enterprise-ready lakehouse. Ultimately, you should feel confident that your data is secured against vendor lock-in. It's secured against unwanted access with enterprise-grade security and governance. And it's secured against any other disaster that might come your way. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that recent events have definitely reinforced the importance of redundancy across our systems. So with that, we are excited to announce the general availability of business continuity and disaster recovery. When disaster strikes, your lakehouse data automatically fails over. And the best part is, it works out of the box so that your business can continue as usual. But in an ideal world, you wouldn't have to think about the barriers between your data. You want to build without compromise. You want to move effortlessly across all of your data workloads, whether that's analytical or hybrid or transactional. You want to do that without hitting a wall or stitching together complex systems. And starting very soon, that will be the reality on Snowflake. To show us where we're headed, I'm excited to welcome to the stage Craig Kirstens, Director of Software Engineering at Snowflake. Craig?
Thank you, Danica. In an AI-first world, your applications and AI systems need immediate access to operational data so they can deliver fresh insights from real-time context. Traditionally, that operational data has been siloed in disparate systems, requiring complex pipelines and orchestration to bridge that gap. This burns precious engineering cycles from undifferentiated data movement tasks that generally distract you from building and delivering value directly to your customers. That's why today, I'm excited to announce Snowflake Postgres will be entering public preview in the coming weeks to unify your data architecture without compromise. Postgres is everything you want in a database. It has a track record of being incredibly reliable as well as feature-rich. With hundreds of extensions, mature tooling, and a vibrant community, Postgres has earned its place as the #1 database among developers, all the way from early-stage startups up to Fortune 500 companies. And now with Snowflake Postgres, you get fully managed Postgres with an enterprise-grade security right out of the box. Simple one-click provisioning gets you up and running in minutes, while automated maintenance frees you from team and administration overhead. Snowflake Postgres comes prepackaged with powerful extensions like pgvector and PostGIS. This unlocks advanced capabilities from your applications, like semantic search, geospatial queries, all from directly within your operational database. No more database sprawl, third-party ETL tools, or data freshness compromises. Instead, you get a unified data architecture that eliminates complexity and accelerates innovation. Today, I'm excited to announce we're taking this vision even further with the open source release of PG Lake. PG Lake is a collection of open source extensions that enables Postgres to query and write directly to Apache Iceberg tables, seamlessly connecting your operational database and data lakehouse. This means that you can blend applications, real-time transactional data, along with historical analytic insights, all within Postgres that you know and love. Now, let's see how easy it is to get started with Snowflake Postgres. First, I'm going to navigate to Postgres in the Snowsite nav. I'm going to go ahead and click Create to start provisioning an instance. We have a few options for our instance configuration. General purpose balances a mix of CPU and memory. Burstable instances are designed for more spiky workloads, and memory-optimized instances best suited for situations where you need a lot of in-memory data processing. We'll go ahead and choose general purpose. We'll start with 2 cores and 8 gigs for our instance. We can always resize and scale this up and down later. We can go as large as 96 cores and 384 gigs of memory in terms of an instance. I'm also going to go ahead and start with 10 gigs of storage. Again, we can scale this up later and start with Postgres 17. Notice we can turn on high availability here. This will deploy a HA standby cross availability zone that can be used for failover scenarios, perfect for mission critical workloads. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and click Create. And just like that, this is going to provision my production ready Postgres instance. It's going to give me back a Postgres connection string that I can now connect to any standard Postgres driver. This means all of your existing applications can start writing to Snowflake Postgres without any code changes. By bringing Postgres onto the Snowflake platform, we're eliminating the barriers between transactional and analytical systems. It's a fundamental shift in how organizations can approach their data architecture. Whether you're building new applications or modernizing existing ones, Snowflake Postgres delivers the developer ergonomics that you want while supporting the enterprise capabilities your organization needs. We're so excited for you to try it out. We can't wait to see all the cool stuff you build. With that, I'd like to invite Christian back onto the stage. Christian?
Thank you, Craig. This is super cool, isn't it? Well, while Danica and Craig were doing the demo, I was reading online reviews, and I can tell you I can feel the excitement. So we love innovating to get this type of reception from all of you. But Postgres has a strong community and a strong number of use cases, and we're excited about PG Lake. But we've also talked about scenarios where you may want to do, say, live analytics on transactional data, whether it's an audit or a compliance report from operational data. That is what we had introduced in the past, hybrid tables, part of our Unistore initiative, and the innovation on that front also continues. We're excited to share with you that support for Azure is now generally available. We had hundreds of customers, millions of queries in the preview saying, this is ready for prime time. So now we declare it GA. We're introducing also customer managed keys, generally available, and automatic rekeying, generally available. And of course, the performance, the latency improvements, the throughput improvements continue on a relentless pace. All in all, this puts Snowflake into offering all of you the most comprehensive data suite. You have transactional support with Postgres, you have hybrid transactional support with Unistore, and you have analytical support with what Snowflake has done since day one. By the way, Gen 2 warehouses are giving amazing results to many of our customers. But we also heard some feedback that there are some use cases that don't quite fit any of these. And that is why today we're incredibly excited to introduce Snowflake for interactive workloads. And this is in preview right now and will be rolling into general availability very soon. So what is Snowflake for interactive workloads, you may be wondering? There's 2 concepts here. First one is interactive tables, which is a new table type optimized for real-time use cases. The second one is introduction of a new type of warehouse, interactive warehouses, which are always up, ready to serve low latency queries with pre-warmed caches. And as I mentioned, the preview is out there. The feedback from many of you is extremely positive, and we're in the process of rolling it out to everyone, to all of you, to be able to benefit from this type of interactive workloads natively in Snowflake. That brings us to the end of this first chapter around data and data centricity and how we help you tear down silos, how we help you get all the right data to make it available to AI in the enterprise. Now we shift to the second part, which is how do we help all of you gain productivity through AI, through leveraging tools that help you get the benefits of AI. And for sure, we are living in amazing times. It's the age of AI. The promise of AI holds that all of us, every activity, every business process can become more efficient, can become more productive. All of us are getting turbocharged. And of course, coding and development are an area where the value, the impact of AI are super clear, are at the forefront. And we have a number of exciting announcements on how are we going to help all of you build applications with Snowflake, build agents, and to get into the details on how we do this, I want to invite Doris Lee. She has a lot of exciting announcements for you. Doris, welcome.
Thank you, Christian. At Snowflake, we're dedicated to delivering you a best-in-class developer experience. And we know you do your best work when you get to build with your preferred tool. Whether you're building in Snowsight, VS Code, or from the CLI, everything should just work and work together seamlessly across your entire development workflow. So let's start with the Snowflake UI. We want to ensure that your experience with the Snowflake web app lives up to the same standards of flexibility and power you expect from your favorite development tools. And this is why today we're excited to release Snowflake Workspaces into GA, marking a major milestone in our commitment to modernizing SQL development. Workspaces represents our strategic evolution from simple worksheets to a comprehensive file-based development environment in Snowsight. Starting this fall, we're gradually making Workspaces the default SQL editor in all accounts. Snowflake Workspaces are your unified development hub for coding and collaboration in Snowsight, bringing together everything you need in one place. With native Git integration, you get instant access to your existing codebase and can sync directly with your repositories. You can also execute SQL and create rich visualizations with improved charting. Plus, with full dbt project support, you can now visualize, test, and run your data transformations directly in your workspace. Shared Workspaces, now available in private preview, unlocks new levels of collaboration. Teams can work together in shared environments, seamlessly moving files from private workspaces into collaborative spaces where multiple users can contribute simultaneously. We're also pleased to bring you 3 additional features that strengthens our commitment to developer choice and team collaboration. First, we've made major improvements to Git integration. Snowsight now supports self-hosted Git repositories, allowing you to manage your entire development workflow wherever your code is hosted. And we have a new GitHub action available in the marketplace to help streamline CI/CD integration. Finally, we continue to evolve the Snowflake CLI to make you more productive in command line environments. And these improvements all work together to ensure whether you're working solo or with a team, whether it's local or in the cloud, whether it's SQL or Python, Snowflake adapts to your workflow, not the other way around. And speaking of SQL, Snowflake is committed to enhancing your experience with SQL. We've shipped way too many features here to cover them all today, but one of my favorite ones here is the AI SQL transcribe functionality, which lets you generate audio transcriptions from audio files directly in your SQL. But developer choice goes beyond just coding tools. And at Snowflake, we believe that you should have the flexibility across your entire data stack, from options like data warehouses to containers, to compute resources including CPUs and GPUs, to the languages you prefer, whether that's SQL, Python, Java, or Scala. We also want to give you the complete flexibility in how and where you transform your data. And so we know that many of our users have invested years in mastering Apache Spark, and those skills are incredibly valuable. But we also know the pain points, having to manage infrastructure, tuning configuration, wrestling with Kubernetes complexity, having to maintain a separate infrastructure just to run your data workloads. And this is why today I am thrilled to announce that Snowpark Connect for Apache Spark is now generally available. And here's what that means for you. You take your existing Spark data frame code, your Spark SQL queries, your custom UDFs, all the code that you've written and perfected, run it directly on Snowflake's vectorized engine. No cluster management, no infrastructure headaches, or even code rewrites that are necessary. Snowpark Connect leverages Apache Spark 3.4's decoupled client-server architecture to give you your familiar Spark APIs, while pushing execution down to Snowflake's elastic auto-scaling platform. Our customers are already reporting massive performance improvements and cost savings over managed Spark environments, all while eliminating the operational overhead. And getting started couldn't be simpler. Just update your Spark Connect client connection string, and you're up and running on Snowflake. Now your existing Spark expertise now becomes your competitive advantage on the world's most powerful data platform. Along with improvements on how you code and collaborate, we're announcing improvements that will help you work more efficiently with the help of AI. We're excited to preview Cortex Code, your personal Snowflake assistant. Cortex Code is an agentic system that understands your intent and your data to help you accomplish more in the Snowflake UI. When you ask a question, Cortex Code intelligently routes your request to the most appropriate agent to solve real problems, from building an application to managing cost to governing data, and has built-in expertise on your Snowflake environment with up-to-the-minute knowledge about your specific data catalog. That means your database, your schema, your table, semantic models, and more. And you can rest easy knowing that Cortex Code is secure by design. It uses Snowflake RBAC, which ensures that it only sees and acts on the data and objects you have access to. But that's not all. Cortex Code is also your workspace copilot. It can read, create, and edit your SQL and Python files, your dbt models, your notebooks on your behalf, providing fast, multi-line, context-aware code completions directly in your editor. We've also built in a diff experience that lets you review and accept code changes, giving you full control over your projects. All of this means faster prototyping and development, accelerating every aspect of your Snowflake workflow. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dash to give you a look at some of these features in action. Dash?
Thank you, Doris. Come on, who's excited for a live demo? Let's go. Thank you. So I'm back. Doris talked about a lot of different options that developers have today to write applications and interact with Snowflake in general. Well, here you see Visual Studio Code. I'm signed into my account using our Snowflake extension. It's a pretty amazing thing. And I'm also logged into a Snow CLI using the same credentials I have. What I'm going to do here right now really quick is run a bash script that's going to load data, create tables, and when I speak about data, we're talking text, images, and audio files. So these are customer support tickets that have come in the form of text, images, and screenshots. So what I'm doing right now is I've run a script that will upload all this into my tables. And down here, you see that all of these things are happening in real time. Support tickets have been uploaded. And if you look at the script right here, basically I'm using Snow CLI all the way from top to bottom. Here I'm using my connection to make sure I'm connected to the right database, schema. I'm checking if the table already exists or not. If not, it creates it. I'm also creating other support tickets table. Down here, I'm uploading CSV files. So as a developer, you may have some data on your laptop. This is how easily you can upload those into an existing table, also create a new table within the script itself. Not just that, I talked about audio files and images. Those are being uploaded here as well, down here. And 2 additional tables have been created for those additional data sets, voicemails and images. Now, down here, you will see that 4 tables have been created: customers, support tickets, voicemail, and images. Pretty neat, right? In 1 minute or less. Amazing. Thank you. Now, let's see how you can use AI SQL to process this data and land everything in a single table. I'm going to switch over to my notebook. It's a Jupyter notebook. You see that there's a lot of different ways you can interact with Snowflake using your choice of IDE. I'm going to go ahead and run this cell up here. Let me go ahead and close the terminal window. I'm using the exact same connection again, even in my notebook. I'm connected to the same database, the same schema. I'm going to run this, and we'll talk about the code being used in here. So Doris talked about AI SQL. There's a function called AI Complete. Now, in this case, I'm processing support tickets that have come in text format. So the table is support tickets. As the first prompt, you have the choice of using number of LLMs out of the box. In this case, I'm using Claude 4 Sonnet. And then the second parameter is the actual prompt. I want to summarize the support tickets that have come in. Now, down here, you'll see I'm using AI Complete with a different LLM called Pixel Large. This is for getting insights out of all the screenshots that have been come in as support tickets. Right, pretty amazing. And it's coming from images table. Down here, again, we are using AI Complete, Claude 4, but in this case, I'm also using AI Transcribe. So this is going to transcribe all the audio files that have come in as voicemails from our customers in the form of support tickets, and that's coming from voicemails. Folks, every single thing being loaded in the exact same table. So here you'll see that the same table has source of audio, summary of the support ticket that it's referencing from this audio file, support ticket summary from this image or screenshot that was sent in, and also just the text that was coming in. Pretty cool. AI SQL for the win. Yes? Thank you. Now, this on the left-hand side, you'll see I'm using all these scripts and code from my GitHub repository. Now, Doris talked about being able to use either Snowsight or Visual Studio Code. Let's switch over to Snowsight and see how you interact with the exact same repository. So on the left-hand side, you see it's the exact same repo I have. If I click on changes, I will see all the local changes that I have in my files. Now this I can go ahead and push, or I can also pull down the latest from the repo that my other collaborators may have contributed to. Now, let me go back here and show you something really cool. Okay, Doris talked about Cortex code. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do now. I'm going to take this prompt, go down here, use coding agent, and what I'm doing here is prompting it to create a Cortex search service that we're going to see in a little bit later. So don't be surprised if I'm back. For now, back to you, Christian.
This is super exciting to see the type of tools that are available to all of us now. And I think that's why Daz now, I can ask him, hey, we need analytics on audience for Build, and he is unfazed. He's like, bring it on, and we hope that all of you are unfazed when new requirements, when the business needs more from you, and you just can do more with more efficient, tools that make you more productive. We all get to live in the era of agents and tools that help you in what you're doing, but the best ones are the ones that are just working on your behalf without you having to ask for a specific request. This has been part of the Snowflake nature even from the beginning. Our founders, Benoit and Thierry, said ease of use is a key characteristic of Snowflake, and we always want to simplify the job of getting value out of Snowflake. So now we're taking automatic performance to the next level. And to do so, we're very excited to introduce Snowflake Optima. The vision for this team is personally exciting for me. They told me it should be impossible to run inefficiently in Snowflake. And that's what we aim for all of you. Without effort on your side, how are we continuously implementing optimizations and changes to make sure that you're always running as efficiently as possible. This is rolling out in an ongoing general availability wave, available in both Gen 2 and adaptive warehouses. Let me tell you a little bit more detail on what Optima is. It is a workload optimization engine. It is automatic and continuous. You don't have to turn any knobs. You don't have to do anything. This is just Snowflake working hard to make the efficiency of your environment better and better. Automatically, Snowflake is learning from your usage and tuning based on your needs. And in the world of AI, this is even more important because the needs of AI are dynamic. It'll do automatic indexing, automatic metadata collection, and it removes the need for you to be turning knobs and help you focus on building the applications, the agents that you need. And speaking of building, I'm also very, very excited about another partnership that we want to highlight for all of you today. And this is a partnership with a company that many of you know. We are coming together with Vercel to create an integration between Snowflake and their V0 AI-based application development AI platform. What does that mean in more detail? So what we're enabling is for all of you to take V0 from Vercel and connect it over to Snowflake. So the data is available to Vercel. Now you can go and build data-driven applications. You can do all of the benefits of building a V0 with Snowflake data, Snowflake context available. Once you're ready, you say, hey, my application is good. Then single click, you can go and deploy it onto Snowpark Container Services so that it runs in the security context of Snowflake, and everything that you would come to expect from an application running inside of Snowflake happens, so you don't have to come with different connection strings and different security configurations. All of it is seamlessly, and we're delivering this to all of you in the next couple of months. There's a schedule with incremental deliverables, but we're incredibly, incredibly excited about what this can do for all of you to build data-driven applications. Now let me move on to the next chapter of our announcements today. And I think many of you are thinking, I want my organization to be able to leverage agentic apps. And there's two parts to it. One is building those agentic apps, but also how do you democratize AI for everyone? And we have introduced in the past Snowflake Intelligence. Our vision for this enterprise intelligence agent is to help everyone in your organization leverage the power and the benefits of AI. It should be for everyone. We're going to help with synthesizing knowledge, whether it's internal information or external information. We know that organizations have disconnected data points in many places, and how do you help everyone get insights from that data? I believe that we're taking self-service over to the next level. Truly, anyone in your organization that can read and write natural language should be able to benefit from Snowflake Intelligence. And most important, something that we have worked really hard for is to make sure that the answers that you get from Snowflake Intelligence are secure and trusted. And one of the announcements from this morning that we are most excited, most thrilled, most excited, I cannot say it bigger, is Snowflake Intelligence, because now we're bringing it to be generally available to all of our Snowflake customers. Super exciting. And if you all want to hear more about Snowflake Intelligence or see Snowflake Intelligence, I want to invite onto the stage Jeff Holland, who is a big part of this effort. Jeff, welcome.
Thanks so much, Christian. Thank you. And I will just echo the excitement as well. We are super excited to see Snowflake Intelligence reach general availability. This truly is your enterprise intelligence agent. What I love about Snowflake Intelligence when I use it every single day is that it doesn't just give me a glimpse of what's happening in the organization, it helps me dig into the why. Why are my metrics moving this way? These are things that normally many people in the organization have not been equipped to fully do. They haven't been able to independently do that type of analysis across their unstructured and their structured data. Snowflake Intelligence blends these together in a high quality and trusted interface. Now, as part of building Snowflake Intelligence, we've been working hard with customers in the industry, which is why to tell us a little bit more of what Snowflake Intelligence actually looks like in practice, I'm thrilled to bring onto the stage with me Daniel Fox from Fanatics. Daniel, welcome to Build.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
So we had a chance to meet a few months ago as you started building Snowflake Intelligence. Before we get to that, I know a huge part of your journey has been around the fan graph in Fanatics and building this really great fan experience. Do you want to share a little bit more of what that journey has been like?
Absolutely. So we brought Snowflake on stage at Fanatics about 4 years ago. And we started with 3 Snowflake accounts. So we set up an account for our commerce business and our gaming business, which was before it launched. And then we had a 3rd account at a corporate office platform. And essentially what we did, we started to funnel data from commerce embedding into this central account. And then over time, that account really became the account where a lot of data started to be aggregated in one place. And also over time, we got data from third parties, from collectibles business, from our Fanatics events business. And then product team, we have our offsite. So we met in New York City about 2.5 years ago. And so we're like, hey, we have all this data in this one Snowflake account. What can we do? Can we better our fan experience? Can we do something for our fans that really they can benefit from? And so that's when the idea of Fan Graph, or kind of this unified data layer, intelligence data layer came up. And so we kind of pitched it to our executives. They were like, hey, this is great, let's build it. Then the roadmaps take a while to materialize. So about 6 to 8 months later, we actually engaged one of your, Michael Henson, one of your Snowflake engineers, architects. And he was like, hey, Michael, can you do this in a week? What can you do? And so he built the first version of Fan Graph, 0.1, in literally 5 days. And we were just amazed. We were like, okay, there's something here. And then we really have kept building it ever since for now a 1.5 years.
That's awesome. And we often talk in Snowflake about how there's no AI strategy without a data strategy. Clearly, Fan Graph started that data strategy.
Exactly.
Where did AI come in? When did you start playing with some of those capabilities?
Yep. So we got early access to Snowflake Intelligence about summer. But before then, we did play with Cortex Analyst and the Cortex Search Service a little bit. And we saw some good insights and feedback from the stakeholders. But when Snowflake Intelligence came up and we started to use it, and I actually wanted to build the first agent myself because I wanted to play with it. I was like, this is so exciting. And so just the ease of use and building that was really tremendous. And over time, we now build a couple of agents across different businesses, the business units at Fanatics. And we just see the depth of insights. And really, the quality is a game changer for us.
That's awesome. And I know in working with your team, kind of democratizing all that access to all the information in Fan Graph has been a huge driver. Now, you've been pioneering. You're kind of ahead of the curve in many ways for some of these capabilities. What could you share with some of the folks who are watching at Build who might be just starting in some of their agent or AI capabilities of what you've seen and observed?
Yep. So what I saw when I started building it, I basically wanted to take Fan Graph. And Fan Graph is one database, but it's big. It's over 100 million fans. Or hundreds of attributes, so it's a big database, but it's unified. It's really good, and so when I put Snowflake Intelligence on top of that, I just started one table, right, and did a lot of descriptions and synonyms, and some verified queries, and went through all the different fields I wanted to actually bring in, and I just brought a subset of the, I didn't bring all 400. I brought 100 maybe, and then I kept fine tuning. I kept asking questions, tweaking the descriptions. Just went through the iterative process, and then we started to see hey, this is good. So then we started adding to it, adding transactional data set to it, adding third-party data, and over time it really became something magical. And what I saw also, because we had a unified data layer, the answers we were getting, they were 95 to 100% accurate. But that accuracy came because we had that unified data layer. And the best proof of all of this, I guess, really is when your stakeholders are in the field and they're using your tools. And so we actually have one of our advertising executives at an offsite in Portland with a client. And so they were basically going through, talking about, showing them an automated facility. And they started talking about Padres fans, San Diego. And they're like, hey, do the Padres fans ever leave San Diego? And so, they wrapped up the meeting, went back to the office, and then our executive, he pulled up Snowflake Intelligence, the fine graph agent that we built, and he asked, a quick fan displacement, analysis on San Diego Padres. And actually, he could show, in 30 seconds that 70 to 75% of Padres fans actually stay in San Diego and, or Southern California. So, and that really showed our client, and we actually closed the deal, which was amazing. And showed our client like how automated we are becoming as a business with Snowflake Intelligence.
That's powerful. I know we even have an example we can show here of what some of this fan graph stuff looks in practice, if you want to walk us through the type of questions that you've empowered others within Fanatics to be able to do.
Exactly. And so we have one example here on a fan displacement similar, but kind of larger, LA, and then comparing to Boston, New York City, Miami. I live in Florida, so I had to throw Miami in there. And
no Mariners though, as a big Mariners fan.
I know. And so you can kind of see it's going through, it's executing. It actually shows you the SQL query. What I really like is that the SQL query, you can copy it, paste it, execute it, validate results, right? And if you've seen something, you can go tweak it. And then I think we'll see the results here, but just the depth of the information and the type of output you're seeing in 30 seconds, 45 seconds, this would take hours or days, right? For like a data analyst to really go through and generate that. And and it's finding like, hey, there's a Florida connection between New York City, kind of people moving right geographically. And there's just a lot of cool information that our business teams are super excited to sort of see. And then a second example we have here is Messi. So Lionel Messi joined Inter Miami MLS, and for our international fans watching. And so, I just asked, hey, over 12 months before and after Messi joined Inter Miami MLS, have there been, increase in sales, customers, and all that? So, Snowflake Intelligence, went through it about 30, 45 seconds again. And actually it found out that when Messi actually joined, I didn't tell it when Messi joined, but so we went to the web, found out it was, July, 2023, and then it was able to do analysis on the transactional data, plus the fan graph data. And so it's just amazing, right? Like just the quality of this.
That's awesome. It's been fun working with your team. Obviously, you're pushing the envelope in terms of what you can do. I guess the question I have to wrap things up is what's next? Like, what are some of the big things over the next few months for you?
So what's next is more agents.
Great.
Surprise! I know. That's what, and but it's really exciting to see. We already have the UX team and the marketing. Even finance is coming around saying like, hey, can you build us agents and do all these things? Because it's governed, right? There's zero copy of data. A lot of teams are comfortable, with that. But in the end, all of this, if it doesn't benefit our fans, then we lost. So, but the mission of Fanatics is to relentlessly enhance the fan experience in everything we do, right? So, because we have tools like Snowflake Intelligence, and we can, understand our fans better. We can understand their journeys and their experiences. And now we give access to this analytics, this in-depth analytics to a lot of teams, right? Our fans benefit. And so I can definitely see Snowflake Intelligence being our partner, to power the fan journeys for our fans for a long time.
That's awesome. Well, it's been an honor personally as a fan myself to be able to work with your team on this. And thank you so much for taking some time today to join us at
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Daniel. So it's awesome to hear what this looks like in practice. And as part of what Daniel mentioned too, you heard him talking about the work to get the data ready to go. Now the semantic view is a really critical component of making this a reality inside of Snowflake. This is where you can capture things like the business relationships, the terminology, make sure that you have a data-ready surface, an AI data-ready surface for your data. This is useful in making sure that the SQL that's being generated through Cortex Analyst is high quality. Performing a consistent and source of truth definition for some of those business definitions, and helping make it so that you can democratize access to all of this data inside of Snowflake. Now, we want to help you in making your semantic investments quickly inside of Snowflake, but also make sure that you have interoperability, which is why that a few weeks ago we announced we're helping lead out the new Open Semantic Interchange. This is an open format so that as you're making these investments inside of Snowflake, you can have confidence in knowing that you can pull in semantic representations or leverage these semantic investments across other tools like dbt Labs and Salesforce. Now, along with that interoperability comes in where and how you can use these AI applications. You've seen a few times today using it inside of Snowflake Intelligence, but with the general availability of the new managed MCP server, you can take all of your AI investments in Snowflake, your agents, the data itself, and have it exposed through a fully managed MCP endpoint. This means that you can instantly securely connect to other tools, whether it's things like Cursor or Claude Desktop, or maybe you're building your own custom agent in a framework like LangGraph. All of these can integrate securely with Snowflake to get that structured and grounded insight across all of your data where it makes the most sense. And we're super excited that as part of the Snowflake Intelligence launch, we have over 80 launch partners who are going to market with us. This includes technology providers from some of your favorite tools of choice that integrate seamlessly with Snowflake Intelligence, to data providers to continue to extend the amount of things that your agent knows about, and finally consulting partners who can work with you in your individual businesses, in your industries, to see these things come to life. Now, for all of you to see these things come to life, Dash left us a little bit on the edge of our seat. The last thing we saw, Dash, was you were creating the search service. So now I want to hand it over to you to show a little bit of Snowflake Intelligence in action, and even showing a little bit of the Agent API. So Dash, back to you.
Thank you, Jeff. As promised, I'm back. Thank you for hanging out. Okay, so before I left, I asked Cortex Code to create a Cortex search service for me. So that's been done already. So you'll see on the right-hand side, service has been created. Now, what does it mean when a Cortex search service is created on your unstructured data? Basically, it creates an embeddings so that you can, or Snowflake Intelligence can do keyword and vector-based search on this data. Now, the actual data is on the far left, and then these are the embeddings. Now, while I was away, I also created a semantic view on the structured data that we ingested earlier, customers and support tickets. This is a semantic view. Basically, it's an abstraction layer on top of your structured data that provides more context to Snowflake Intelligence. Here you'll see there's two logical tables, and down here you can also see some relationships being created between those two tables. Not only that, I think Jeff also mentioned how you can have trust and confidence in the insights that you see on Snowflake Intelligence. One of the reasons is by providing verified queries. Your data team members have the best knowledge of your data, so they are the ones creating these verified queries that Snowflake Intelligence can reference when giving us insights. Now, we've created a couple of tools, Cortex Search, Cortex Analyst. How do you actually create an agent? It's as simple as going through the UI. So I've already created an agent, but I'll step you through what the steps are. So you click on Create Agent, you give it a name. I'm just going to do test here, test, create agent. And now I can basically go and add all the tools inside of this agent. Click on Edit, Tools, Cortex Analyst. So this is where you would pick the views and models that you've created by using this UI. So in our case, it's going to be Customer Intelligence, Data, Semantic View, and then the name. So you get the idea. In the interest of time, I'll just show you how to create these things. Now, what about Cortex Search? By clicking on Add, you select your database. Again, pick the wrong database here, Data, and then here's the Cortex Search service that was created by Cortex Code. Pretty neat. Now, early on, when I was interacting with CK, something I built for him was also a custom tool for sending emails, for example, or also including external APIs to bringing live insights. That can be added here as a custom tool via this option. Now, as I mentioned before, I've already created an agent that we can start using. It's called Customer Intelligence, and if I go to Edit mode, you will see the tools that we just talked about. Here's our semantic view, Cortex Search service that was just created, and also a send email. It's a custom tool that you can provide. Now, the best part, Snowflake Intelligence. Yes? All right. So you see down here, this is our agent, and I can start asking questions. Show me all customer evidence that products don't match advertised specifications. So as you can imagine, customers or prospects may have sent in support tickets using call transcripts, visuals, meaning screenshots, and audio files. So that's what this basically query is about. And you'll see it's pulling in a lot of information from different sources. And if I hover over this, it will tell you exactly where it's coming from. So this is a support ticket that has come in text format. And then if I click on sources, you will see different sources being powered for this insight. Here you will see that has come in from a screenshot, for example. Okay, pretty neat. This had come in as a phone call, if you will, right? It's a source's audio. Okay, so this is where you can clap, actually. Yes, thank you. Now, as a developer, as a builder, I'm so excited for this because you can build Snowflake Intelligence-like interface, custom interface, and import all the data agents that you have built. So for example, take a note of this. And now I'm going to switch over to a custom application that I've built using Cortex REST APIs, -AI, okay? And if you see down here, these are the exact same data agents that I have in my Snowflake account. This is using security personal access token to grab all these data agents. And if I click on this, it will give you the insights that we saw earlier with CK. With that, CK, back to you.
And you rebranded yourself. You're also AI compliant. That's AI. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully you get a flavor of the type of innovation that we're bringing to you from Snowflake to help all of you be more productive and, most important, get value of AI for everyone in your organization. And I started the journey with what are the things that your organization may want. But in reality, hopefully after you've seen what we're bringing to market, those I wants become I cans, because with Snowflake, you can. You can activate all your data. Let's tear down those silos, bring data together, and make it available to your enterprise AI solutions. You can be more productive through AI. We have plenty of evidence. Hopefully you get inspired by what you saw today, and you also can help everyone in your organization leverage agents and agentic apps. I think I mentioned it, but we're incredibly excited about Snowflake Intelligence. So please go and try it today, because you can wow people in your organization. This wraps up the beginning of Build. We have so much more innovation. We have so many more exciting announcements to share with you throughout the event. And again, we'll continue doing local events in different locations. But this is the power of the AI Data Cloud. This is Snowflake. We want to bring you a platform that is innovating every single day on your behalf, but we also want to bring you an amazing ecosystem of partners that will help you accelerate your solution. And everything we do it thinking of how do we make it easy for you, how do we help you connect, and above all, most important, we want to make sure that you can trust Snowflake in terms of security, privacy, and in solutions like Snowflake Intelligence on the correctness of the answers. I'll end where I started, which is AI is happening today. The world is advancing incredibly quickly. AI is moving incredibly quickly, and Snowflake is leading in helping you navigate that world and getting value out of that innovation. The benefits are today. I hope all of you are excited, and we want to thank you on behalf of everyone at Snowflake. Now, I'm going to go toss it over to Ryan Green. He's over at the Silicon Valley AI Hub, and he'll tell us more about the rest of the day. Ryan, over to you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, CK, and hello, builders. Wow, an event. It is absolutely incredible, and I'm talking to you live from the Silicon Valley AI Hub located at Snowflake's campus right here in Menlo Park, and I'm joined by members of the AI community at a Build watch party, and we are absolutely blown away. And we recently launched the Silicon Valley AI Hub as the home for leaders, startups, and developers to explore what's possible with data and AI. It's a space for builders in the community like you who are making AI happen. And what better place to bring the community together to watch what's next in the time of enterprise AI. And as you just heard in the keynote, our very own EVP of Product CK shared how builders can use all of their data, build with modern tools for the age of AI, and finally, create agentic solutions to bring AI to all of their users. And we mentioned community, and that is what today is all about. We have Data Superheroes present, which is an elite group of over 100 Snowflake experts around the world who share their expertise with the community. Additionally, one of the great things about the Silicon Valley AI Hub is our Hub Club, a cohort of 18 startups building on Snowflake who co-work right here out of the SV AI Hub every day. And many of our startups and our founding cohort are here with us today. So let's get their perspectives on today's announcements. So please join me in welcoming in Tomo Lisak, data superhero and staff data engineer, and a Hub Club coworker, Ralph Krunis, into the show. Tomo, Ralph, come on into the program. Such a pleasure to be live with you here at the SVAI Hub. Tomo, from your perspective, what stood out in the keynotes here today?
What really stuck with me is the sentence, there is no AI strategy without data strategy, right? This is repeated multiple times. So I'm super excited to see what role will Snowflake Intelligence play into that, because this is exciting.
It's clearly all happening here at Build. Ralph, from your perspective, what excites you most about the next chapter for the AI Data Cloud?
I'm really excited to see AI move from theoretical to genuinely practical, especially when it comes to financial insights.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next, gentlemen. Such a pleasure. We are rocking and rolling here at Build. And for the live audience watching today, Build is just getting started. We hope you all are as inspired and excited as we are. And the best part, we're just getting started. Over the next 3 days, you'll hear more about what's new. There will be deep dive keynotes on agentic AI and data engineering. You'll have the chance to watch over 30 breakout sessions and have time to roll up those sleeves and use Snowflake in hands-on workshops. And it doesn't stop there. To continue your learning, starting this weekend, and only for a limited time, I have to say, all of Snowflake courses are free on DataCamp. So be sure to register at datacamp.com/Snowflake. Thank you again for joining us for this year's event. I can't wait to see what you build with Snowflake. Enjoy the rest of Build. Let's make it snow together.